Fashion Dolls. It is Motivation Monday, June 5th, and welcome to an all-new episode of Style by Stevie. Our first special guest, his dancer credits include Sam Smith, Lil Kim, The Weeknd, Zayn Malik, just to name a few. We have two shows today for you guys. The first one is with dancer Kyle Seeley, ladies and gentlemen, and he is handsome and he is right here joining me here in the dollhouse. You guys let me know if you guys can hear me. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I know I've had an awesome weekend. Checking out the Bath and Body Works semi-annual sale. So we're going to get into that a little bit later in the show. But I hope you all are doing wonderful. Today I wanted to channel my inner Beyonce, my inner Marilyn Monroe with today's look. If you know, you know. Check out the photos of this dress. So without further ado, let's welcome our incredibly talented special guest, Kyle Seeley, ladies and gentlemen. Hello,
Hey,
hello.
how's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Can you hear
I
me?
can. Alrighty.
Perfect, perfect. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Dollhouse, and welcome to the Dollhouse, Kyle. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So before we get into this interview, how has 2023 been for you thus far?
It's been really good. Just a lot of work and, finding inner peace and all that stuff. But for the most part, it's been blessed. I really love it.
Yes, yes. And that is a key thing in this business to make sure that you stay in tune and intact with yourself. We're going to get into that self-care and staying in tune with you. So, your dance, let's get into it. How did you get into dance? Where did this inspiration for dance come from?
Well, I started dancing when I was about professionally. And then, but before that, my father had bought me Janet Jackson videos, so I just learned choreography from there, and then I just started getting into dance from that, and I kind of just stuck with it. So yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty much
So,
it.
so at what age did you say, okay, this is something that I really want to invest in? And what was your parents' reaction to it? Because being in this business, our parents get so, they're just like, okay, are you sure this is what you want to do? What is going to be your
Uh,
backup plan going into this?
yeah, I would say one thing I really love because I was raised by my dad. My dad never really gave me this the whole thing. Like my dad's like very much alpha male, so I played sports all probably from age 3. I started boxing, and then from boxing I went to I would say football. I ran track. I played soccer for a little bit, did a little karate, and then when I finally decided that I didn't want to uh, do sports anymore, then my dad asked me what did I want to do, and it took me a while, like 6 months, and then I realized I wanted to dance. So he really nurtured that, and he really tried to get me into certain things to really help me become a better dancer and hone in on my skills. And I can honestly say from day one, I knew that I always knew that I was going to be in the performing arts, but I knew when I started dancing, it was just like, yeah, this is it. I didn't really see myself doing anything else. Like the 9 to 5 life was like, nah.
Yeah, and it's all about balance. Being in this business is all about balance. And your cousin says, hey, cuz, juicy.
No. Hey.
Welcome as you are coming in. We are here with Kyle Seeley, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what's fascinating about you is your dancer credits. I did a little research, and of course, it's up there on your profile. And we've seen you in some of the shows. And your dancer credits include, here's the list. Listen, Fashion Dolls: Sam Smith, Lil Kim, The Weeknd, Kendrick Lamar, Zayn Malik, just to name a few, and Metro Woman. So, out of all of these artists that I just named, which one holds a very special place to your heart?
I probably would have to say Kendrick Lamar because I did the Super Bowl last year, the Cali Love Super Bowl. I think just the whole process of what, like, going through it and then doing it, and then I got to work with Fatima Robinson, who, like, I've been a fan of hers since before I even
Yes.
started dancing. Um, so I would honestly say, like, that has to be like the one that holds like nearest and dearest to my heart. And then also, I love just being able to do things where my family back home in New York and DC can watch me on TV. And just it's like the Super Bowl. So yeah, it was my second one, but that was the one that I was like, yeah, this is it.
So we mentioned in the beginning of the show self-care. Someone mentioned it in the comments about your skin. I don't know if they were talking about your skin or my skin. I was like, okay, we have some work over here. And of course, makeup. Shout out to Melanie. But self-care, what are some of your methods of self-care? Because I know being in this business, you have to make sure that you are taking time for yourself, especially you working with a lot of artists and being on the road. What are your methods of self-care?
Absolutely. So, I would say it's actually one of the things I just did yesterday. I was on a job and I was like going to like a different city every night for like about 3, 4 days. So once I got home yesterday morning, and I was just like, I want to do absolutely nothing. So my form of self care really is just a reset. It's like I want to wake up, watch Netflix, go back to sleep, like a whole bunch of naps, and then later in the day, I like after I unpacked and everything, I was just like, you know what? I just want to take a nice hot shower and listen to music. And I like turn on like some like my old school playlist, which a lot of songs that like I got put on through my dad or my grandparents or my older cousins and stuff. So I was just kind of in that mode, and I took like a nice long hot shower, exfoliated, and lit the candles. Didn't want any fluorescent lighting. And I think that like really sometimes is just the perfect recharge that I need because living in LA and me also being from New York, you get accustomed to the fast life and everything is go 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 go.
Yes.
So I guess the older I get, the more I really try to make a priority to take time for myself.
And that is something that I've talked a lot about here on my platform is self-care. If you guys have been following my stories, you guys know that I always have a routine. And I see a lot of you out there checking out the stories. I have a whole routine, like a scent routine. I love my perfumes, body care. I take the time and indulge. And that would be my advice to anybody is to indulge. And you don't have to get everything you see, but just indulge in the things that make you happy. Like right now, I have a candle lit ebony sands, which is one of my
I
faves.
love it. I
And
love it.
yes, just indulge in all of the things that make you whole, that make you happy.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm in my zone. Like I prayed before this interview. I said, Lord, Jesus, please let everything be perfect. I always do. I pray all the time. And then first thing when I get up in the morning, I do my morning affirmations. That's what gives me the
Yeah.
confirmation that God is.
I'm trying to get better at doing that. Cause like lately I've just been waking up and I'm like, even like with, I kind of got back into like just praying and I don't know, I guess I just kind of got away from it, but just recently I've just been like, okay, like let me really like not only put the energy towards the things I want, but really just pray and ask God for things and like say my affirmations. But yeah, I have to you just reminded me I actually need to do better with getting back into that.
And for me, what I do as a reminder is I take my lipstick and I will write it on the mirror, like literally something that I'm affirming or manifesting in the universe. I will take my lipstick and write it on my mirror,
I love
just as a
that.
reminder, or a sticky note.
Right.
And whatever that I'm feeling, I will put it on that note, just the affirmation and manifestation to keep me going throughout the day.
Mhm.
That's what I do every morning. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, I need to do that. I'm gonna start creating some sticky notes and put it right
Yeah, those
on the
sticky
side,
notes.
on my side of the bathroom, because me and my boyfriend we have two sinks, so you know.
Yes, and that's another thing. What makes you the happiest? Because being in this business, we have to find out what brings us joy. What makes you the happiest?
I can honestly say my circle of people make me happy.
Mm,
Very particular about my circle of people, and in LA, a lot of times, like, you have people like, oh yeah, they're my friends, or they're like fake friends or beneficial friends. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have
right.
friends that are beneficial, but there's also, I'm very huge on having people that make you feel good, um, and just make you feel good and really make you feel like, make you feel like home. Makes it feel like home. And one of my biggest things I always learned from my cousin is you make sure you always try to be your best with having good friends by being a good friend. And I always try to be like, the best friend as possible. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certain times where you have to take out for yourself, but I try to give my best and most authentic self. And I think that is what makes me happy. And just also knowing, like, knowing that you're not perfect and addressing your flaws. And one thing I love about my friends is even when I mess up, it's like, okay, yeah, we gonna say, yeah, you messed up, but it's like, but we love you regardless. So I think that's like my biggest thing that makes me happy. My home base. It's why I go so hard to do the things that I do, because I know that I have such a great home base to come back home to.
And that's important. Staying
Yeah.
surrounded with people who uplift you and bring out the best in you. And as you said, in this business, especially in LA, I'm in South Carolina.
Mhm.
I've had friends talk about how cliquish it
Yeah.
is and
Very.
how vibrant it is, and it's just like, okay, I'm here to accomplish a mission. You're here to accomplish a mission also too. Let's be real with each other. Like you said, it goes through authenticity. And in this business, is very, very likely to find people who are genuine. So the ones who are there, who are genuine, keep those in your circle. And the ones who are not, just let them go. I mean, it's not worth it at the end of the day. Just continue to
Absolutely.
be, yeah, just continue to be
Absolutely.
good.
I wouldn't even say, like, sometimes I always say, like, if it's not serving its purpose, because you can't ask people to change themselves. Sometimes people are just going to be who they're going to be. Most times people are going to be who they're going to be. So I usually, if it's a specific problem, I address it, or if it's just a person and it's just like, I feel like, people are there for a reason and people are there for a season. And sometimes that season will pass and you have to recognize that and just move forward.
Absolutely, 100%. The temporary ones, even for me, I've learned to stop stressing out over the things that shouldn't matter. It's just temporary in that moment. And
uh,
for me, you mentioned one word that I absolutely love, and that is rebirth. Because every day for me is like when you wake up every morning, it's like a rebirthing process. You never know what you're going to expect or what God has in store for you. And it's a challenge where we face obstacles, but the key thing is to not let those obstacles hinder you and stop you from doing what you need to do. And
Absolutely.
I'm so thankful for my mom and the people that are in my corner backing me 100%. I must say, for all of us, we all experience in our life some point of peace. So I must say I'm happy right now. So on the scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate your happiness? How would you rate yourself?
Right now, I would probably say like an eight, an eight, an eight. Always working towards a 10, but like right now, currently in this place, eight.
Me too. I would say I'm at my prime. And when you're at your prime, you would always be like at an 8. You always would, you know,
Yeah.
we're working to get to a 10. We're
Uh,
working to get happy,
oh,
be healed.
always, yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. Who motivates you the most?
The most, I would probably say my boyfriend and my family. Being able to do like things, being able to do a lot of things and have your family like back home on the East Coast being like, oh yeah, I saw you in this or I saw that, and these major things. So I think that they are like my biggest inspiration. And also, like I said, for my group of friends, I really like having people that cheer me on by my side, even when I don't feel like the most cheerful person, or I don't feel like I'm doing the best, they're still there to like remind me of how good I am. And, I think that those are the main things that motivate me to get up in the morning and, still stay in it and fight.
Absolutely. And you've mentioned family. I'm all about family and having family behind me 100%. I talk about my mom a lot on the platform.
Uh,
So it's great to have family backing you 100% because getting into it first, you say you want to dance or act or anything, the first reaction is, well, what's going to be your backup plan? The
yeah.
parents are going to know. They're going to be like, okay, if this is something, stay in the fight. Homeboy Paris. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that's
There's roadblocks and obstacles that'll try to stop you and hinder you from following your passions. But I say this all the time on my platform. Live life through fire. And what I mean by that is, speaking of fire, yeah, we good. I had to check on my candle over there. Um, yes, speaking of living life through fire, I cherish it each and every day. Me, I'm very adventurous,
hmm
and I go for the gusto, and I let my gut lead me, my gut intuition and my gut instinct lead me
hmm
when it comes to making career moves or doing things. Because it can be scary. I've had to start over, and who hasn't had to start over in life? But each and every day, it's like you said in the beginning, new part of our interview, and that is the rebirth
Yeah.
process. So, yeah.
I mean, and it always is always going to come. Like, that's what creates chapters of life, is that rebirth process when you realize what you're currently doing is not working anymore. And you need to kind of reassess and replan. And that's when you have this breakthrough and then you start a new chapter. So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so we hope you guys are taking some of the gems and the nuggets in this interview. My next question is, who are some of your favorite fashion designers?
Oh, fashion designers. I don't know. Like, I've never been asked that question. Uh, I would probably say, I love Balmain, Versace, some of like my favorite stuff right now, I like Fear of God, like I like what Jerry Lorenzo's been
Hmm.
doing. Um, hmm. Bottega Veneta is one of my favorite as far as his stitching, like the leather, absolutely like phenomenal. um, yeah, I think that's kind of like where I am as far as like fashion. Like I'm very like I'm New York, so I'm very like I love a good, clean, classic look. Like you get lost in too much, it can get costumey. But like I like something clean and very like slick. So yeah, I think person I've really been liking the most is like Jerry Lorenzo with Fear of God. I like a lot of his stuff.
So, who are some of your style influences?
My style influences. Mm. um, I would probably say my boyfriend because he styles me a lot on some things. Because I've always like, I guess because he's always like, well, this looks better on you than they do it on me. So, or like he'll buy stuff and he'll just be like, yeah, I bought this for you. My sister was like me. But yeah, like my boyfriend, a lot of my friends that are around me. I live in LA, so I have like very solid. One of my friends, Matthew Brinkley, he is a doctor, but he is such like the coolest. Like he's one of my inspirations because like how he just kind of lives in his truth and how he styles himself all the
Yes.
time and just goes out and is just so unapologetic. I think that is something that I always try to aspire. I don't get it like he does, but like I try to aspire to. So I think my main people in LA would probably have to be my friend Matthew, and my boyfriend.
And your sister, don't forget her now, because she
And my
said,
sister. Well, she's not in
yeah.
LA, but she's in New York. But her too.
And yes, I love what you said, which is when it comes to fashion, it's about
Yeah.
authenticity and just make dressing how you feel. For me, fashion is an art, and being able to come on each and every day and change up my look, whether it's hair color, whether it's style wise, whatever. It's so much fun because you get to try out things you've never tried before in life. Like back when I was in what, high school, I would say, or middle school, I would not see myself wearing something like what I'm wearing today. Like this dress that I'm wearing has a deep, deep, deep slit,
Come on, deep
and
slip.
there is nothing underneath this, so it's a lot of leg. It's a lot of leg out.
uh,
My biggest insecurity was my legs because I have this scar on my leg when I fell off the bicycle when I was
mhm,
younger. And I always wore pantsuits down when I first started this platform. But
mhm.
now I'm just like, okay, I'm evolving into my womanhood now. Let me go ahead and showcase a little femininity, a little
I love
sensuality, and
that.
start.
Yeah, I love that you like tapped into that. Like that's amazing because you know what's so funny, and people always are so crazy that this was my biggest insecurity growing up. So I got my name Grimchim from my brother. I was raised with three brothers in the house, and my brother said I look like a gremlin mixed with a chimpanzee. So I thought I was ugly forever.
Oh, no.
And I think, and it's so funny because people are like, well, you're a model. Like, how did you ever think that you were ugly? I was like, no, like, if you're surrounding yourself and people every day are telling you you look like this, then yeah. Yeah, so like, I mean, but it's such a big thing to conquer those like insecurities and conquer those things. Like, even just being in the industry, like you're told like I've been told like I'm either too muscular, not muscular enough, too skinny, my arms is too skinny, my legs are too skinny, I'm too this, I'm too that, and you know, uh, there's always going to be someone saying something, but at the end of the day, it's like, how do you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror?
And working in the fashion world, I've interviewed a lot of models on this platform, and hearing some of them come forth and tell some of their stories of things that have happened to them, trauma they've experienced backstage, being told you're too dark, you're not light
Mm-hmm.
enough, or your hair, we don't know how to work with your hair. That's always an issue, but to see the push for diversity now in 2023 with a lot of these fashion brands being so inclusive. Like one of my favorites is Harris Reed and Nina Ricci.
Yeah, I love
And
them.
Balmain, which is another one of mine as well too, as well as Terry Mugler, their H&M collection. I'm obsessed with
It's really,
Balmain.
yeah, it was really good. This actually one of the best H&M collabs I've seen in a while.
Yes,
So,
and to see the inclusivity and the diversity in this collection for models of all sizes. I mean, Terry Mugler had models who were curvy. I'm a curvy girl. I'm like 5'7", 5'7" and a half, very tall, long legs, curvy girl. So,
we love to see
um,
it.
yes, and to see people who look like me, it's
Mm.
inclusion. We're seeing that shift in the fashion world. So yes, my love, you're not the only one that's experienced it too. And I'm sorry you had to go through that because that's
It's life,
crazy.
it builds tough skin. So, I mean, I couldn't make it in the industry that I'm in if I wasn't, you know, built the way that I was and had all these, no's or had all these, you're not enough this, or you're not enough that told to me. So,
And look at you now. You danced alongside one of the biggest selling female hip hop artists of all time, and that's Lil Kim.
yeah.
So all of these opportunities have opened doors for you for a rise. All of these no's. We kind of talked about this last week. You must have been watching some of the show last week because we talked about fear and taking no and rejection and having the doors closed in your face.
Uh,
That is something that we talked about and touched on last week on the show. And I must say I've had a lot of no's. A lot of people tell me no, not right now. And I'm taking it as okay. We've always have that little bit of something inside of us that tells us, you tell me no, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to create my own lane. I'm going to do my own path. And there's my girlfriend, my sis. LOL, you. Yes,
Come on,
girl,
thickness.
you already know. That is my sister. She knows. She knows. A lot of people, yes. Ali Yankee, what did he call me? He called me Big Booty Judy. So I was hollering, laughing. I said, "Oh my God!" But yeah, I've learned to embrace it. I've learned to
Uh,
embrace the things that I felt so insecure about. Being in this business, you have to. It's about beauty,
Absolutely.
especially being in the public eye. You know, people's perception of you and what is beauty. And then they go home and they look at themselves and they start picking out things about themselves. And I've learned to stop doing that myself as well too. I would go back
Yeah.
and critique my interviews and
I-
just
Yeah, I feel like insecurity is just the killer of joy because all of the things that people do, like it starts through an insecurity in something that they have in themselves. Like when they do things like very from a malice place. Um, that's why I try to address my insecurities and then kind of get over them. And it's an ongoing thing. You addressing your insecurities and being honest about it, that you have this insecurity about this, and being able to tell someone that is close to you that you have this insecurity about this, and then that person being very careful with that information and those feelings. you know but
absolutely. I see a lot of people are coming in. Welcome as you come in. We are talking with Kyle Seeley, ladies and gentlemen, and we're talking about insecurities because being in this business, people look at your picture and they develop a perception about you, especially
yeah,
now in the day and age of social media, where
absolutely.
you look beautiful, sis, period. You do too, girl. And we just talked a few minutes ago, and she texted me for me to fix each other before the show. So yes, that is my sister. Y'all make sure y'all go and just love on her. Tap her in the comments, tag her in the comments. But yes, she's always been there to support me from day one,
Mhm.
100% when I first started this platform. So shout outs to my girlfriend, my sis, Felicia. Always supporting and always showing mad love and support. And I'm glad to have her in my circle. She's one of the people that I have in my circle. She's never missed a show. Every time I come on, she always watches.
I
So
love
it
it.
can be a catch a replay. Girl, I watched your show. Yes, you did good in that interview. What you want to? Yes, so yeah, you know how sisters do. But yes,
Uh,
I'm grateful to have people like that in my corner to encourage and uplift you. You
Absolutely.
won't feel down. And even if there are days when we wake up, people might say, "Oh my God, he's so handsome," or "She's so beautiful," and there are days when you wake up and you don't feel it. It's people
Listen
like
all the
so
time.
for that who will go and encourage you. More importantly, if anybody will tell you that you're beautiful, your mom or your grandma
Yeah.
will tell you that. You go to your elders because they give you the best advice.
Mhm.
And look at me talking like I'm not. Oh, well, I'm 29, so I know I sound mature for my age, but people would have never guessed it, and that comes from life
Uh,
experience. So I always go to my mom. Who doesn't go to their mom for encouragement or just a pep talk or a nod or an old to say,
yeah.
okay,
You know,
let's try this.
my mom, and honestly, like my dad is really great with that too. He helps me through some really tough times. Like I really, really like love that guy for that.
Yes, and dads are the best. Dads build structure, and the moms are there to like nurture and give you that. But dads give advice. Absolutely.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think when is it? Next Sunday's Father's Day? Is it?
Mhm.
I think so. Probably. Oof.
So shout outs to all the dads out there,
Right.
all of them. Definitely, Father's Day is coming. Now, it is time to get into our games fashion dolls. The first one is called Etc. And Kyle has to tell me which choice would he prefer. It's sort of like this or that, but we call it Etc.
Got it.
And then the next one is called Turn the Tables. And
Hmm.
this is where my guests, because I've seen a lot of new faces come in. They're just like, who is that? Who's that blonde girl up top? I know you guys are wondering who is she, but you will get to know a little bit about me through Kyle's question, and I have no idea what he's going to ask me. It can be fashion, beauty, goal related, family related, whatever he wants to know, he can ask me, and you guys will find out through that question. All right, turn offs, whatever it is. All right, so we're going to start off with etc. And I'm going to give you two choices,
Okay.
and you have to tell me which you prefer. All right?
Okay.
Pineapple pizza or candy corn?
Oh, pineapple pizza. I like pineapple pizza.
Okay.
Ham and
All
pineapple
right.
is like, yeah, but I don't care what anybody says. I like pineapple pizza.
Misquoted movies or mistaken lyrics?
I'm gonna go with misquoted movies just because I'm such a music connoisseur. So
All right. Test the waters or dive in the deep end?
test the water. Oh, diving deep. You have to.
All right. Hey. All right. Glass half full or glass half empty?
Half full.
Okay. Sauce on the side or sauce on the top?
On the side.
All right. Crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter?
Smooth.
All right. Working hard or hardly working?
I'm gonna say working smart.
All right. All right. The next one is speeding ticket or parking ticket?
Ooh. Parking ticket because a speeding ticket is more expensive.
I can only imagine LA. Lord have mercy. And down here in South Carolina, it's something else too.
I mean, they're both
All right.
expensive, but I think a speeding ticket's a lot worse.
Yeah, so anybody that is speeding, be careful. All right. Guacamole or salsa?
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna go with guacamole.
All right. Loud neighbors or nosy?
Loud neighbors, because if you're loud, that means you got some business of your own, and you're not nosy in my business.
Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Art museum or history museum?
Ooh. Can we do art history?
Okay. We'll take it. All right. The next one is, are you a night or morning person?
I'm definitely a night person, which I used to be a morning person, but now I'm more like I'm a night person, I would say.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm a morning person. I love daytime. It's just something about a new day dawning, watching the sun come up
Yeah,
and
maybe
shine.
I need to be better with that because I used to be like that, and then yeah, now it's like I'm like trying to fight myself to go to sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning. But like if I naturally like I will naturally stay up to like 3.
All right. The next one is lose sleep or skip a meal. Which one would you rather?
You said lose sleep or skip a meal? Lose sleep. I gotta eat.
I know that's right. All right. The last one, last but certainly not least, is fiction or nonfiction.
Nonfiction. It makes the imagination interesting.
Wonder,
Yeah.
right? Image. All right, fashion dolls. That is etc. So it is time for those of you who have been waiting for all of our new viewers out here to turn those tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me, the hostess, questions. So for all of you new viewers out there, you get to about find a little bit out about me through the question. All right. So I'm going to pass it on down to Kyle here. Take it away.
Okay. Hmm. What was your favorite cartoon as a child?
My favorite cartoon would have to be Carmen Sandiego.
I love.
I absolutely love Carmen Sandiego. She was my favorite.
Nice. Okay. What was it? And I just had it. If you could describe yourself in a song, what would it be? What song would it be?
I would have to say Destiny's Child, Independent Woman,
Mm-hmm.
because I've overcome so much and I've finally found my voice and I'm outspoken. I'm fearless. So I would have to say Independent Woman, Destiny's Child.
Uh-huh. I like that. Who, in your opinion, has the better career, Naomi Campbell or Tyra Banks?
That's a tough one because I love them both. Oh my God. Oh Lord, why you do this to me, Kyle?
Got to keep the mind
Man,
churning.
I love them both. I think they both were top models ahead of their time. I would have to say Naomi. She just succeeded all expectations,
Mm-hmm.
and she was everywhere, and so was Tyra. But don't eat me up, y'all. Yes, Naomi. Naomi was
uh,
everywhere. Fashion magazine covers everywhere. Tyra was here and there too, but yeah, definitely Naomi. She's like one of the top supermodels. You can't think of supermodels without naming Naomi Campbell or Cindy Crawford or Linda Evangelista or Christy Turlington or Tatiana Rest in Peace or Cara Young.
I agree. Okay, and what was I? I keep forgetting it. Um, what is your love language?
My love language. What is my love language? The way to win my heart? Uh, I would have to say pepperoni pizza. You just come on in the room with a box of pepperoni pizza, and that will win my heart. I don't ask so much. A lot of women ask for diamonds and roses and things, but for me, I love to eat. So pepperoni pizza is my love language.
I hear that. Um, hmm. Do you still believe in love?
Yes, absolutely. And it starts within. So for me, I've realized you have to love yourself first before you can give your heart to anybody. And me, I've dated, I've done a lot of dating,
Mhm.
but it's just like I want to focus on me right now. I want to take time to focus on me. And if that right man comes along in my life, then I'm thankful to have it. But I've had offers, yes.
I love it. I love to hear it. Okay. It's probably my last question. Um, New York and Atlanta.
Ooh, well, I've been to Atlanta and I have family in New York, so I would have to say New York.
Oh,
Because just because of
I'm from New
fashion,
York, so yeah.
I'm a fashion girl, so I would definitely say New York. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's all the questions I can think of.
All right, fashion dolls, and that is the turn the table segment. We hope you guys found out some new information about me and what I love. And oh my goodness, this was a great interview and conversation, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. My last question for you, Kyle, is we talked about insecurities in the beginning, mid part of this interview. What advice would you give to someone? Because there's a lot of people that are young like us who want to come up
Mhm.
and dance or get into show business. What advice would you give to them? And what's some of the best advice that you've received being in this business?
Um, I would say just, rolling with the punches is a big, big, big part of it. And always two things, rolling with the punches and always training in your craft and never get tired of training in your craft. Be very, very be very, have integrity in your craft and what you create and, what you present out into the world. And I think as long as you have that and you know that, you roll with the punches, eventually it has no choice but to look up. So,
Absolutely. Definitely.
yeah.
You're going to have a lot of hurdles. We talked about obstacles and being told no and having the door closed in your face. But the key thing is to not give up. Stay surrounded with people who bring out the best in you and who uplift you. Not the ones
Absolutely.
who are tear you down every minute or critique. It's okay to critique me. Yes, you can critique me and let me know, hey, I think you should try to suggest things, but don't put me down or berate me and make me feel less than.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice to you. So what can we expect from Kyle Seeley in the future? What is the next chapter?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm just always trying to fight to be a better person, I guess. That's kind of what I've been going through right now. It's just that fight to be a better person. And what does a better person look like to myself? Because if I'm doing things for other people, then, and if I'm not happy, then that's a problem.
Pour into yourself too.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you are pouring into yourself because that is
Absolutely,
key.
absolutely, and making sure that I am pouring into myself more than I have been doing. So, I mean, you would just have to wait and see. About like what's next. I know one thing I do know that I'm working on my next dance visual. So yeah, uh, that's what I'm storyboarding right now. I always like to have like a set storyboard and how I want to shoot it and how I want to choreograph it and all of those things. So I want to just try some things out and see where it goes as far as that. But yeah, that's really it. Everything else, you just gonna have to see. I'll know. You'll know when I know.
All right, fashion goes. There we have it. Let everyone know where they can check you out and they can follow you. I would love to have you back in the dollhouse again. Your energy is amazing, times
Thank
10. And I'm
you. So
hoping.
is yours. But yeah, you can follow me on Grimchim at IG. So GRIMCHIM. It's all one word. Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
All right, fashion dolls. It is almost time for our next interview. Hopefully, my guests will be joining me. Manny will be here. We have Manny and Manny. Manny Deonda joins me, and then we have Manny, who is a DJ and artist. He will be joining me at 4 p.m. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We love you all, fashion dolls. Go refresh your drinks. Get yourself a glass of wine, champagne, get whatever you need, and come back here to the Dollhouse for our second interview of the day. And this will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime. So make sure you guys head on over and subscribe on the YouTube channel and also like the talk show page, Style by Stevie, on FB as well. So you guys can stay updated on who's going to be coming this week. We have a great lineup this week, so make sure you guys are staying tuned. And we will see you coming up in a bit. It is 3:43, and we will see you guys at 4. Take
All
care.
right. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.